Today I'm going to explain to you on what is an emergency. So as you all know, that the other word for emergency in Malay is called darurat. So recently, the 12th of January 2021, the Prime Minister has declared that that our country needs a new phase, and that is a phase where the government and the people can work together to help curb the COVID-19 pandemic. And that is by relying on the stipulated provision in the Constitution, and that is Article 150. So what does Article 150 say in our Constitution? It has always been there since the dawn of the Constitution, and the only times when it was used, that the government used it to reinstate its position and to declare an emergency has only been 4 times. And then the last time that we had a state of emergency was like 44 years ago, and that's crazy to think about how long ago, and the differing circumstances in which the emergency was declared. So for this time, the enemy that we are fighting against, and if you read Article 150, it states that when the head of state, which is the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, if he is satisfied that there is a need to defend the nation against security threats, economic threats. So in this case, we are seeing that this is a major health threat, and this sets a precedent. This sets a precedent to future events that may happen in regards to health, or maybe viral pandemics in that case. So when we look at the provisions of the ordinance, so what is an ordinance? So basically an ordinance is a sub-law which the government, with the advice that has been given to the YDPA, will declare and will promulgate an ordinance which constitute laws to help specify certain provisions for certain periods of time during the entirety of that of the emergency being declared. So for example, this 2021 ordinance, like any other ordinance for that matter, in Article 150, it has clearly stated that the Parliament shall not be summoned. Not only Parliament, which is the state's legislative arm, we also have state assemblies which are prohibited from being run at this period of time. So what we can say is that this may be an impeding effect. It may have an impeding effect to a democracy. But I'm not trying to be all too partisan here. But we have to understand that certain provisions like Section 3 and 4 of the ordinance which states that the YDPA can claim land and resources for the use of supplementing efforts needed to produce more medical equipment and centers. This helps to increase the capacity of accommodation to those who are affected, and such provisions also help to reinstate the government's position in helping the country with the growing number of COVID-19 cases that are happening. So technically this is what it means to be in an emergency declaration. This is what to live in a state of an emergency. And in a state of emergency, we all have to take care of ourselves.